Tell me what you do on a Sunday.
Hey, it's Faye. Watch how I changed the quality of my life within 3 months by just walking. And by quality of my life, it started with a lot of therapy. To be able to look at my body today with no doubt from the pit of my stomach and say I'm not ugly or fat or stupid. That's why I'm so happy to tell you that today's sponsor is BetterHelp. I don't think I've ever shared this before, but for 9 years being on YouTube, I became a sponge to online and public criticism. It was like a snowball effect, you know, my body dysmorphia. If ugly was tangible, it was my body. It caused a lot of intrusive thoughts that I didn't realize was abnormal. Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, which not too long ago I was diagnosed, or if you're just going through the armpit of life right now, therapy can provide you tools to approach your life and goals in a way that you've probably not tried yet. In my experience, I've been so susceptible to comments being made about my body from strangers for 9 years that it has literally morphed into my reality. It's a little delusional, but it happened. If all these people online can comment about my body, what would stop strangers at a grocery store or a park? Without therapy, I wouldn't have been able to identify this as a huge factor that played into my well-being. We all need it, and it's BetterHelp's mission to make therapy more affordable and accessible, because finding a therapist is like dating. It's so hard to find someone, especially if you're confined or limited to the options in your area. Trust me, I had to bounce around to find the perfect match too, so don't be discouraged. It's online and remote, so finding a therapist through BetterHelp is more than possible. Also, don't stress. If it's not a good match, you can switch to a new therapist for free without the headaches of insurance or who's in your network. If I had quit and never found my therapist, Joelle, I would have hated myself. I don't know where I'd be without her guidance today. I want to be the first to tell you to get started. It's time to see what's causing those mental blocks. All you have to do is answer a few questions about your needs and preference in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can better match you to the right therapist in as little as a few days. It's easy to sign up and get matched to your soulmate, therapist. So to make it easy and quick, the link is in my description box. That's betterhelp.com/heyitsfei. Yes, that link supports this channel, but you do get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp to see if you can connect and find help. It's been something myself and my therapist have been journeying on, figuring out why I can't see myself as an equal to beautiful, empowering women. Instead, I keep having outer body experiences, seeing my body as its own entity and not me. But we're finding new ways where I can feel and think my absolute best beyond the image and building self-identity. Me as me. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/heyitsfei. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for supporting my channel and challenging me to share my personal self-discovery journey. Now, on to how I better quality my life. Let's lay the groundwork. 3 pillars to the foundation of my health, body, and lifestyle shift. 1, walking 10K steps a day or as little as 3 times a week. 2, minimal workout routine, which you'll see in my next video. And 3, conscious eating, as in knowing what's in your food. It's definitely the ways I view younger Faye that's blocking my mental connection to self. Self-identity never crossed my mind as something I need to work on, especially at this age of 29. It's not like I'm a newly retired teenager. Wow, it's like I don't even know who that girl is. Are they laughing with me or are they laughing at me? I will never forget this. My therapist looked at me when I was like pouring out about having no sense to self. It wasn't until this moment when she said, "It seems like you're in a state of self-crisis." Is that what I sound like in therapy? I guess I really am in this denial of who started all of this. And that's, hey, it's Faye. I kind of see it like this. All my life, I was a people pleaser. And the thing about people pleasing is that others' opinions matter a lot. If someone doesn't like me, it usually hurts my feelings. I feel not good enough. I'm gonna share this story that I probably shouldn't. I remember meeting this influencer in LA. I heard such great things about her. So I go up to her and I say hi, because it'd be weird not to. It was like a very small gathering. There was very few of us. She glanced at me once and then made no eye contact with me. Like, she took no interest. I tried making small talk and that did not go well. Let me tell you, I felt like a fool. I felt desperate almost. Actually, now thinking about it, I don't remember her saying hi to me. She just kind of nodded like, and then would talk to her friend. I'm just a girl from Michigan, like what? And that, my friend, screwed me for the rest of my trip. I felt like a bad person. I felt like I did something wrong. I felt like I committed a crime. Quite frankly, I blacked that memory out of my mind until now. Point is, I'm a people pleaser and clearly I'm insecure because I really think she didn't like me because of the way I looked. I looked very different from the conventional LA look. So the story goes like this. Starting YouTube 10 years ago, good or bad feedback, I ate that shit up. I became so used to mean comments that they were no longer creative enough to get a reaction out of me. Big, fat, stupid. I'm crying inside. calling you a rock, put your granola bar. You ugly bitch. Put your head down into the water from someone with horrible skin. Maybe then your acne will go away. You fat ass. The older you get, the wiser you become, and truth is, the damage did more than I can account for. The consequences are now when I'm no longer riding this high wave. On the inside, I was such an insecure person, and no one saw that because, again, hundreds of people who were watching me, 95% of that was praise. It made me feel like I gained validation, or I worked for validation. So what did I do? I deflected all the hatred on her in the videos. Not me, not Hermione, you. I'm not fat. Heyitsfeii's fat. They don't know me personally, so it's not me. They know heyitsfei, so it's her. And then I started viewing myself in that lens where I was watching a girl, but that girl was clearly me, but it was not me. This persona of me on the internet became my personal outlet where I would divert every awful thing ever said about me onto her. Yeah, I became my own bully, basically. Yeah, why don't you lose some weight and eat some carrots? And that's what wedged this gradual animosity toward myself, where I started separating and dissociating me from heyitsfei, who started all this. It just makes me sad because she was so innocent. She loved K-pop. She loved K-beauty. It was like everything to her. And I just fallen out of all of that because beauty is so important, and I wasn't that. I knew all of this, but I allowed it because people liked me, and that gave me the validation I needed because I had such low self-esteem. And all that comes from just having such a bad perception of my body. It just feels yucky.
Hey, yo, Todd.
So this has to be the change. It's about how I see myself. If I'm secure in my body and my beliefs, no one's opinion matters or determines how I feel about me. And maybe that'll help me reconnect with who heyitsfei used to be. This is how I'm helping myself and rewiring my self-perception. So let's talk about it. You don't have to work out. Just starting with walking 10K steps a day will change how you feel and look. I know it sounds too good to be true, but listen, Linda, take it from me. I used to take a nap every day at 4 p.m. because my energy would crumble by then. And it wasn't like I was doing anything productive. My productivity was at such a slow pace, and because I worked in my own luxury, I would take breaks every 10 to 20 minutes anyway. No excuses, I was a slump. My focus was so bad, it was horrible. I've always, for years, experienced upper back pain from sitting and editing all day, so I was in this really unhealthy cycle that affected me personally and my businesses. So I bought a walking pad. It took walking twice on it, and my 8-year-old back pain gone. Even though I'm left with a thick humpback looking upper neck fat, which I'm still trying to dehump, but yeah, pain gone. New research was found that 10,000 steps a day was linked to less heart diseases, 13 types of cancer, and dementia. Research also reported that there's a higher chance of mortality if you take less than 7,000 steps, and those who took 7,000 to 10,000 steps reduced the chances of premature death. So even if you just aimed for 7, girl, 7's your lucky number today. Personally, I didn't care for a lifespan, but that's great to hear. So here's my first month. I didn't care to incorporate workouts at all. I was in an unhealthy place, so that sounded horrible to me, at least then. What is something I can do to shape up and help me view my body more respectfully without having to force myself to work out? The most I could give myself at the time was therapy and attempting 10K steps a day. Also, actually cooking for myself at home more versus ordering. Going into 60 and 90 days, I decided to work out again, and it sped the process of weight loss, but the bigger picture to me was how much mental clarity I was gaining. Walking has been proven over and over again to reduce stress and activate endorphins, boosting our mood and rejuvenating our mental health, resulting in relaxation. It felt so good to get off the walking pad within hours and hit that 10K goal, but most days I only get to like 6 or 7 steps on the pad and will finish later with an evening stroll. So do what works for you. I just finished walking. I walked for about 2.5 hours. 11:50. I started around 9:30. I'm already at my 10,000 steps. Yes. My body's a little tense. I do have therapy today at 1 p.m. Previously, it's been really hard because I've been so emotionally drained. However, there's been an abundance of events that my therapist and I need to catch up on and just kind of navigate through. So I'm excited for that. Not only are we working through childhood trauma, relationships, communication, boundaries, we're also heavily working on the topic of food and body image, the way I perceive myself. I've always had such a narrow idea on body image, so it's interesting to learn and almost feel shaken up, being open to receive new ideas. On my way to therapy. Ow, I was trying to make that cute. Oh, Lord. Lord. I'm back from therapy. I have homework. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling confident. No tears today. As long as you're committing to some type of walk during the day, whether that's 4,000 steps, 7 or 10, you win more than you lose. Trust me, as the months went by, I got more and more busy with my businesses, especially with the warmer weather. So here's me admitting that I eventually committed to only 3 days a week, and it still performed well and stable with all of the above. So here's to my besties who need a boost to either start with a walk or approach therapy about your self-image perception. We gotta get out of our head the idea that we're supposed to stay one size forever. Everyone has a weight conditioned in mind that they're supposed to be. That number to me has always been 120. I don't know what it is about 120 pounds, but that's the golden weight stapled in the front office of my brain. Therapy is helping me deteriorate this numerical embedded idea and also challenging me in ways I've never been before. So if it's this video that's going to encourage you to question your views and beliefs about your individual evaluation, do it on a walk. Rediscover yourself and rewrite what it means to own your body. Also, get rid of that nasty scale in your bathroom. No more next day guilt, no more regrets about last night's dinner, okay, Linda? Time to stop feeling uncomfortable in your skin, so practice healthy habits. Not just walking or eating, but the language you use with yourself. No more pejorative remarks about your body. Get up, let's go.
Tell me what you do on a Sunday. I'm tired of all these Fridays.